So earlier I made a video and I was discussing how we can attain our highest possible self. There were some things that I left out that I feel like I need to bring to the forefront. So I talked about people in the anthropological world, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima and Chika Anta Diop, and how these people were very instrumental in helping me understand the world as a whole, where we come from, and if we try harder or we try our very best, the people that we can become. Also, another historian, Tifelo Ruiz, and how he was able to analyze the Spanish conquest in the Americas. But one person I forgot to leave out, or I left out, is Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche is I would say he's a psychoanalyst. And he was a psychoanalyst in uh, early 1900s, or you would say the late 19th century. And he promoted a idea, and this idea sticks with me to this very day. And this idea is called Ubermensch, or the Superman. And this is being the highest possible version of yourself within this lifetime. You'll hear about the Ubermensch in a book called Thus Spake Zarathustra. This is a very interesting book, and this book is worldly renowned. But from interpretations of people like the likes of Jordan Peterson and other contemporaries, the Ubermensch, or the Superman, is your best version of yourself. I guess the best way I can put it into words is perhaps your Super Saiyan mode for Dragon Ball Z. If anybody wants I don't know, you know, anime twist to it. But in this, you will be presented with trials. You will be presented with circumstances that are sometimes more than not may appear to be putting you at the disadvantage. And we as people, we think that life should be easy. And a lot of us forget how far we've came by undergoing the mental, spiritual transformations throughout life. And they are presented to us by our trials. And we all have an idea of what we would want to be. But I would first like to propose, why do you want to be that? Do you want it for monetary gain? Or do you want to be remembered? And I think all of us, we want to be remembered. That's why we work so hard. That's why we try to do everything that we do, so we can be remembered, and hopefully be remembered for the good that we've done in this life. And if we keep this focus of striving to be our best self, I think we can attain that. Now, we're all not going to be in the history books, unfortunately. But if we can leave a memory with our families, our friends, that energy, keep that energy going, then maybe we can make a difference in people's lives. And I think that's, if we're being sincere, Most people want to be remembered and loved for that. Now, life will give us all type of trials and tribulations, circumstances, setbacks. But if we, as people, can understand that this is just part of life and dedicate our self to committing ourselves to excellence, I believe we can persevere these times of struggling. There's a lot of us that, are going through things. One thing I think is interesting is there are good times in life that we have. We really don't know that we're having them until we've already passed them by. They've already passed by. They're already long gone. Long gone, man. But I think if we commit ourselves to understanding one another, being a person that does not associate with color, but individuals. And these individuals are the ones that fight the good fight every day. They go out, they work hard, and they're humble. I would like to say in times like this, to be fair, there's a lot of ambiguity in what we're being presented in media. And I think if we understand that, I think we'd be better off. Media has this very interesting way of making us uncomfortable. I call it presenting the boogeyman. And I think that we remember who we are, we remember who our brothers and sisters are, and remember the fight that we decided to act upon. I think we can truly make a difference. There are so many things that I'd like to talk about, and there's not enough time to talk about all of them. But one thing I can bring to the forefront is making the most out of our time. Quincy Jones said something that was very interesting. And he says the average man has 27,000 days. Well, I can tell you one thing. I think it's time for all of us to get to work. And I say that in not from a place of moral superiority, but a place of mental clarity. We realize that we are mortals. Well, we're in mortal bodies. Everything else is up for interpretation. But our work here can be, if we commit ourselves, and we commit ourselves to good work, it can lead to almost eternal or immortal deeds that will be remembered throughout time. There are a lot of things that are happening in this world that we do not act upon. I was watching a video today, and despite the problems that we are dealing with in our imaginary bounded lines that we call a country, there's severe injustices going on all across the world. And it makes me think to myself, not that what we're fighting for, but what what burden do we choose to bear? And these burdens that we choose to bear, are they worth bearing those burdens? You know, I'm not going to say that there's no such thing as racism. I'm almost certain you're going to deal with it every corner of the world. Believe me, I've been to almost all corners of the world and experienced some type of disdain towards who I am. But I can tell you one thing: anybody that can work around me long enough, they realize that we have more similarities than we do have differences if we call ourselves committed to excellence. I know a lot of times we deal with first time interactions, and more times than not, they become very, the word I'm looking for, they become very turbulent. Nonetheless. So there's a term that I like to bring up to all men and women that commit themselves to doing, not doing, but striving to be their best self. And it's a Latin term. It's called magnum opus. Your magnum opus is your great work that you dedicate yourself to be. And if you want to go into a positive direction, I think all people should dedicate something of that sort to themselves. It keeps you focused. It helps you understand that putting all the, I don't want to use any profanity or anything, but putting all the BS to the side, focusing on exactly what you want to attain, and you let nothing, I repeat, nothing stand in the way of it. There are two more Latin terms that I want to share with you in this go-round. Memento mori is a Latin term, and it says, remember that you will die. And because you will die one day, that is why you must live. You must live to be your best self. And the last one is carpe diem. And out of love for all friends, family, extended neighbors, seizing the day means you seize every day. You make every day count, because we don't know how many we have. Thank you.